What's up, people? So I'm gonna be quick because I gotta get in here to relieve my wife of her mother duties, or let me just say help, give her some time to rest. And so I'm gonna be quick and I'm gonna be nice as well. Let me go ahead and put this comment on here and pin it so we can get to some conversation. Sorry for the background noise that y'all about to hear. I'm outside. So I want to talk about how what's going on with white evangelicalism right now with politics and with Trump, and everybody's wanting to pray and nobody's wanting to call out evangelicalism and their affair with politics. I want to talk about it and talk about how the same exact thing is happening in the church, whether it's the white church, Hispanic church, black church, whatever. It's the same thing happening. So let me just read this comment and show you what I mean. So, and I tagged my Facebook friend on here. His name is Cass Doc. And so this is what he wrote in a status. He says that white evangelicals, the white church, including the organizations associated with them, even those with the illusion of diversity, seem to default to prayer meetings. Really? This dude. So, look at this dude. Why y'all do this? Why do y'all walk around with headphones and rap out loud? Y'all got headphones for a reason. It's so that we won't hear what y'all are listening to. Just a question. Why y'all walk around singing out loud with headphones in your ear? It doesn't make sense. Anyways, so let me start again on this comment, on this status that my friend Cass made. White evangelicals, the white church, including the organizations associated with them, even those with the illusion of diversity, seem to default to prayer meetings rather than calling out the white privilege and white supremacy of those they hold hands with in prayer. Prayer is cute, necessary even, but without repentance and accountability, is Jesus even on the main line to answer said prayers? Call them out and then call on him. I thought that this was an interesting status because this is what I've been saying for the majority of this week about church, period. Specifically with the local setting of church in my context, which I've made no bones about. We need to call stuff out. So with politics, we want to talk about how there's white evangelicals that are partnered up and they're so American that they're not Christian, or they're so American that their Christianity is Americanism. And so in the world, we want to call out white evangelicals. What's up? So in the world, we want to call out white evangelicals. We want to call out the white church. What we need to do is we need to call out the black church too. We need to call out the Hispanic church. We need to call out the church, period. Because the church isn't just white, black, Hispanic, whatever the case may be. The church is the church. So more than just calling out white evangelicals and the white evangelical church, we need to call out the church for its sins. I've been very public and I made dumb bones about it as far as what my situation is. And there are countless other people who have been subject to certain injustices as well, who have been suffering in silence. Quote from their mouth, they have been suffering in silence. There's too many people in the church that have been suffering in silence way before this whole race thing and, with white evangelicals and whatever the case may be. Way before politics, people have been suffering in church. I don't want to say that they've been suffering in church way before slavery, because I think from the beginning of black people being in in church, they've suffered. But I'll take that back, because before there was slavery as the black person knows it, they were introduced to Christianity. Contrary to popular belief, people believe that Christianity was introduced to people at the same rate that slavery was, but it actually wasn't. You can go back to the Ethiopian eunuch. Ethiopia has some of the oldest Christian civilization ever, but that's a whole nother conversation. But my point is, before it was a political conversation with white evangelicalism or whatever the case may be, before any of that existed, there have been problems in the church that, you know, saints can't call out. Or when they did call out issues, you got the Martin Luthers, not the Martin Luther King, but you got the Martin Luther, the reformer, who called out the Catholic Church for the injustices that they did. And there's been plenty of things that have gone on in the church, calling out that's going on in the church. But I just want to point out the fact that at the same rate that all this stuff is going on with white evangelicalism and the white church, there's at the same time something going on with the black church, maybe with the Hispanic church. I don't know. I'm speaking from my context. And from my context, what this status says is the same thing that I'm calling on for people in the local church to do as well. Y'all know good and well, people are suffering injustices. Maybe it's that y'all don't know how to address the injustices. Maybe it's because y'all don't know who to ask, because that way hasn't been made. Because a lot of churches look like dictatorships where somebody can just do whatever they want and nobody can come and hold them accountable. And the people that supposedly are in place to hold them accountable don't. And so the people have nothing to say and feel like they don't have any voice. If the American government can have a House of Representatives to the president, then how come in the church it seems to be that we don't have leadership such as elders and pastors that fight for the people? We don't have any middleman in the church to fight for the people, to be a voice to senior leadership about what the people are going through. There's nobody to fight for the people, and that needs to change. Stuff really needs to be called out. And I'll be the one to call it out. I've been the one to call it out for what, years and years? There needs to be a medium that's created to address the issues of the people, so that people don't get sat down for BS reasons and have nobody to fight for them. So that's all I'm saying with this. I got to go up here because my wife want to come out, and now my kids in the background. So I said what I needed to say, and y'all know, already know what to do. If you feel like commenting, and share your views. But the same exact thing that's said on this status is the same exact thing that needs to happen on the church on a level that's not political, on a level that's real church. All right.